Now today discuss about transition. Transition. What is transition? Transition. The concept of a specific energy and critical depth are extremely useful in the analysis of problems connected with transition. To illustrate the various aspects, a few simple transitions in rectangular channels are presented here. Basically, two conditions will be discussed here. First one is the vertical contraction by introduction of hum, and second one is the horizontal contraction by reducing width. There are two concepts here: hum and contraction will be studied. The principles are nevertheless equally applicable to channels of any shape and other types of transitions. Next one is condition 1, channel with a hum. Hum, this is the rise portion. When any channels rise portion will be created, that is known as hum. Consider 4 subcritical flow. Consider a horizontal frictionless rectangular channel of width B carrying a discharge Q at a depth Y1. Let the flow be subcritical. At section 2 in the figure, a smooth hump of height delta Z is built on the floor. Since there are no energy losses between section 1 and section 2, and construction of a hump causes the specific energy at section 2 to decrease by delta Z. Thus, a specific energy at section 1 and 2 are given by E1 is equal to Y1 V square upon 2G and E2 is equal to E1 minus delta Z. In this diagram, denoted delta Z is the hump at section 2. Before section 2, consider at section 1, depth of flow is Y1, specific energy E1, but at section 2, specific energy is E2, rise portion is hump delta Z, and YC is the critical depth. In our diagram, suppose when Y2 will be reduced to YC, that is when value of Y2 becomes below the YC, then flow will be not occurs. That is choke condition. Your channel will be choked. So critical state is the minimum depth. Before YC, depth flow will be not occurs. That means channel will be choked. Since the flow is subcritical, the water surface will drop due to a decrease in the specific energy in our figure. The water surface which was at P at section 1 will come down to point R at section 2. The depth Y2 will be given by E2 is equal to Y2 plus E2 square upon 2G. That means Y2 plus Q2 square upon 2G B2 square upon Y2 square. Now, transition region. Section 1, section 2. The distance between section 1 and section 2, delta Z. Vertical curve, vertical straight line had two axes, y-axis and x-axis. Y-axis is the depth and x-axis is the specific energy. That means EC, when consider EC, that means critical specific energy. Section 2, E2 specific energy, corresponding depth Y2. Section 1, the energy is E1, that means depth will be corresponding depth will be Y1 on the y-axis. Similarly, delta Z maximum at the point corresponding to C. Point C, yeah, origin of curve to section 1, it is the maximum depth of the hump. Because suppose हम C से पीछे जाते हैं तो फ्लो पॉसिबल नहीं होगा. That means delta Z is the maximum. Now it is easy to see from previous figure that as the value of delta Z is increased, the depth at section 2, that is Y2 will be decreased. The minimum depth is reached when the point R coincides with C, the critical depth point. At this point, the hump means rise portion, hump height will be maximum, say delta Z max. Y2 is equal to Yc is equal to critical depth and it is equal to Ec critical energy. The condition at delta Z max is given by the relationship E1 is minus delta Z max is equal to E2 is equal to Ec is equal to Yc plus Q square up by 2G Bu square Yc square. The equation naturally arises as to what happens when delta Z is greater than delta max. जब डेल्टा जेड का वैल्यू डेल्टा जेड मैक्स से ज्यादा हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? द अपस्ट्रीम डेप्थ हैज टू इंक्रीज टू कॉज एन increase in the specific energy at section 1. If this modified depth is represented by y1 dash, that means e1 dash is equal to y1 dash plus q square upon 2gb square y1 dash square, with e1 dash greater than e1 and y1 dash greater than y1. Recollecting the various sequence when delta Z lies between 0 to delta Z max, the upstream water level remains stationary at Y1 while the depth of flow at section 2 decreases with Y2, reaching minimum value of Yc at delta Z is equal to delta Z max as shown in figure. With further increase in the value of delta Z, that is, for delta Z is greater than delta Z max, Y1 will changes to y1 dash while y2 will continue to remain at yc. Note, the variation of y1 and y2 with delta z in the subcritical regime can be clearly noticed in the figure below. Had two axes, x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is the delta z value and y is the y-axis, depth is the y-axis. And first curve is straight when y1 point, that is delta z max is at delta z max will be depth will be constant throughout, but then curve will be increases upward. Similarly, subcritical case, the flow pattern will be changed at point delta z max, then straight throughout the channel. This is the subcritical flow condition. Now, for supercritical flow condition, if y1 is the supercritical flow regime, a specific energy figure shows that the depth of flow increases due to the reduction of a specific energy. In figure, point P dash corresponding to y1 and point R dash to depth at section 2 up to the critical depth y2 increases reach yc at delta z is equal to delta z max. The depth over the hump y2 is greater than yc will remain constant and the upstream depth y1 will changes. It will decrease to have the at higher specific energy u1 dash. Note, the variation of y1 and y2 with delta z in the supercritical regime can be clearly notified in the below figure. Now, curve will be increased, then straight depth at जिस point से curve straight होगा, that depth is known as y2. Similarly, curve straight, then curve is fall. जिस point तक curve straight होगा, depth is y1 and fall depth is known as critical depth. And this region is known as supercritical flow condition. Transition with channel in width subcritical flow. Here the initial point width is B1 and section 2 point width is B2. That is energy line, the corresponding energy line E1 at section 1 and Y1 at section depth of flow at section 1. Channel is horizontal at section 2, Y2 will be depth and YC is the lowest depth. Below the YC, below the YC channel will be choked, that is flow will be not possible. Now, considering a frictionless horizontal channel of width B1 carrying a discharge Q at a depth Y1 as shown in figure. At section 2, the channel width has been constricted to B2 by a smooth transition. Since there are no losses involved and since the bed elevations at section 1 and 2 are same, the specific energy at section 1 is equal to the specific energy at section 2. That means E1 is equal to Y1 plus V1 square upon 2G. This is also written as Y1 plus Q1 is Q square upon 2G V1 square Yn square. Similarly, E2 is equal to Y2 plus V2 square upon 2G equal to Y2 plus Q square upon 2G B2 square Y2 square. This is the diagram, shows that the variation of depth and specific energy. It is convenient to analyze the flow in terms of discharge intensity. Discharge intensity, that is small q is equal to capital Q by V. Discharge intensity means discharge per unit width. At section 1, Q1 is equal to Q by B1 and at section 2, Q2 is equal to Q by B2. Since B2 is less than B1, then Q2 is greater than Q1. In the specific energy diagram drawn with the discharge intensity as the third parameter point will be considered. Okay, thank you.